Hello everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to you to this live stream today on the new moon in Gemini. A lovely new moon day, so an opportunity for new beginnings, new possibilities. And I'm just going to check, because we've got Mercury retrograde still for another few days. Can you hear me clearly? And is everything working so far? Let's start with that. I'll just wait to see that the sound is good enough and you can hear us clearly. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So a very warm welcome to you. And on a new moon, this is a great time for setting a new precedent, doing something new, thinking in a new way. This would be very pertinent to a new moon in Gemini. So I'm just going to let people settle in. Sue is saying it's sunny in Bristol this evening. It's dark here in Greece. Hello in California. Hello in Portugal. Welcome. So for me, what's new today was that some of the drafts of the Pleiadian oracle cards arrived today. So I was really excited just to unpack these from the printer. I don't know if you can see them. I don't know if I'm putting them in the right places, but I'm so excited. So I thought maybe we could start as we're settling down. They're not all here, all the cards, but I thought maybe we could just pick a card for today to see what the Pleiadians' message is today for this live stream. Oslo, London, Uganda. Woohoo! So, yeah, I was really excited. The courier arrived this evening. Very strange. So, perhaps you'd like to just, in your own mind, ask a question. Maybe you've got a question, something going on. You might want to ask a question about this coming month. How is this coming month going to be? What should be our focus? Maybe we could ask that to the Pleiadians. Is that a good one? Pick a Pleiadian, yes. All right. Ohio, Blue Ridge Mountains, New Jersey, South Africa, Romania. Isn't it wonderful? So let's see what the message is. Let me give them a little shuffle here. These are just the drafts. They're going to look even prettier. So here we go. Well, the message is tree tales. Can you see that? They want us to get in touch with the trees and with your stability. How can you create your inner stability? The tree's got that beautiful trunk that goes deep into the ground with its roots. And then it's got these beautiful branches and leaves and flowers sometimes that can move and change in the wind. So, thank you. And I will take some questions later if we've got questions, because I think there's some questions coming through. So Darlene is outside beside your beautiful trees. Okay. And Anidikwa or Jala was gathering white pine needles for tea. Awesome. So welcome. Warm, warm welcome. And what's this? What's the flavor of June? Okay, so the good news is that on the 4th of June, Mercury will go direct. And Mercury's been in this very slow energy of Taurus, and retrograde in Taurus is even slower. So this is a wonderful time for the rest of these, these next few days as we get into June. is for remembering to breathe, to be out in nature, Taurus, to talk to nature. Mercury is this communication, and Taurus is nature. I talk to the pebbles and the stones on the beach. I certainly talk to all my flowers and all my plants. I love them. I talk to my food. So begin a communion with nature and allow nature to slow you down. Because nature always calms me. I don't know if you feel the same. Does that happen for you? Do you find that you may have been feeling frazzled or things are too busy, but you just get outside? Or you even just look at a picture of nature, or you look at your plant, or you begin to cook. Yasmin talks to her cat. Mike talks to his food and thanks it. Oh, Norma massages her avocado. Oh, Radhika cut grass. Jade talks to all your plants. Yeah. Aura loves being by trees. Yeah. So the plants, the trees, the food you eat, it's all got information. It's packed with information. This is Gemini time, and this is tuning into the information that is being communicated by everything around you. Nietzsche talks to the veggies in the garden. We can commune with everything, but especially the nature. And this will enable you to deal with the very strong Aries energy that we've got this month. All month we've got Jupiter in Aries, Mars in Aries. So this is a lot of energy of, come on, let's go, let's get moving. And this Mercury retrograde, and it's still going to be in Taurus until the 12th. So it's still a slow energy, while the Mars and the Jupiter are saying, let's go, let's go. So the more that you can communicate with everything that's around you, Yasmin says her boyfriend talks to the stars, love that. The more your senses will be attuned and in the moment. Because nature and the animals always bring me back to the now moment. Norma has a relationship with all creatures since you were a little girl. That's beautiful. I think when we are little, we have that a lot. So that's going to help you with this slow Mercury energy. The slow Mercury energy may have you repeating things several times. I had something electronic that wasn't working, and I thought the store would, honestly today, I thought they'll just replace it. I didn't want the money. I just swap it. Oh no, they've got to send it back to the maker, the manufacturer. It was only a couple of months old. And I felt myself, about to shoot the messenger. This lovely boy in the store just telling me, this is just what we've got to do. And I said, I know it's not your fault. I really get it, but there's an energy with the Aries of pushing, which is good for some things. But certainly for this first almost 2 weeks of the month, you might be slowed down with communications, with having to find patience with what's going on around. Jade, that's beautiful, teaching your son to respect flowers when he never picks a flower, but he tells his favorite ones how beautiful they are. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, Aura, my beloved teddies are there. In fact, you'll see them a little later. If I remember, I've got a piece of music I want to play to you, which I feel is very descriptive of this month. So if I remember, because Mercury is retrograde. And yes, Denise, play music for the plants. That would be very Taurian energy. So, once Mercury does go direct on the 4th, this begins to be a better time for signing contracts, getting into deals, negotiations, completing things. I was waiting till the 4th until I actually complete my Pleiadian cards with the printer, or at least give him the absolute go-ahead. So anything that you can, that involves detail or signatures or contracts, wait until after the 4th, if you can. On the same date, when Mercury goes direct, Saturn will go stationary, retrograde. Now, what does this mean? So, Saturn stationary retrograde is a really good time to look at a habit or something that you do that you would prefer you don't do anymore. Anything that needs a certain discipline that maybe you've tried to give up before. Maybe you've tried to give up drinking or smoking or overeating or chocolates or whatever it is, or certain addictions, and it's not been easy to do. It's a good time to come back to it during the Saturn retrograde to give it another go, because Saturn retrograde is a really good time for coming back and finding new strength to discipline yourself to ingrain a new and healthier habit. It just kind of helps you along the journey. That's my experience. Now, on the 13th, Mercury goes into Gemini, and it's really at home in Gemini. Okay, this is when communications can really pick up. So if you want to launch something, a product or a service, it's a great time from the 13th onward. And with all this Gemini energy, it's going to be even more important to look at the words and the power of words. It's going to keep coming back again. And it's so nice when you just give somebody a compliment, you say something nice. Somebody said to me the other day, oh, you've got nice eyes. And I thought, oh, that was so nice. And it wasn't somebody I knew particularly. Well, I was just introduced to her. And use the word to empower and to be kind. And you will feel good about it. You will feel as though you're uplifted. Because goodness works quietly. It's not sensational. It's not like the news, yeah? But there are millions of good activities going on every day. A woman came up to me today and she said, I took my mask off. I just came out of a store and I was immediately it comes off. And she said, can I have your mask? I said, sort of defeats the object if somebody wants your mask, doesn't it? So I said, no, I don't think it's very clear. You know, you shouldn't have that. And she said, well, I haven't got a mask to get in the store. I said, it's all right. I'll go down to my car. I'll get you a mask. I've got spare ones in the car. So just little things that you can do really help people along right now. Wow, Edwards is quitting all addictions. And you wake up every morning to exercise at 5 a.m. Good on you, and no more playing video games. Awesome. Hey, you've announced that now. That's really powerful. So we're all cheering you along, okay? This is a really supportive community here. Anything that you announce here, you're getting the frequency of support and encouragement. All right? It's really, really good. Aura, that's a big one. Accepting people and their behaviors and nothing to do with you, not taking things personally. That's a biggie. Woohoo! I don't think I'm there with that one quite yet. Jay, you didn't take me for a mask wearer. Well, if you want to get in a supermarket and you need to get some food, you have to wear a mask. It's quite as simple as that. But it is changing as of the 1st of June. I don't think anybody likes wearing a mask, do they? Okay. So, simplification is another message of this Saturn retrograde. What in your life can you simplify? I love this. Somebody was telling a story about Socrates. Socrates loved to go to the marketplace, and he saw all kinds of things that he could do without. And what are the things that you really just don't need? So, really think about that. And this is a really good time with that Saturn retrograde to simplify. Tabitha's in eating disorder recovery, 6 months or maybe. Great. All right. We're cheering you on here, Tabitha. Venus, being more independent, aware of your magic and worth. That's awesome. What are you doing specifically? Let's get specifics. Because the more specific you can be, the more powerful it is. It's a great time for, with this Mercury energy that's so great from the 13th onward particularly, it's a really good time for developing a practice. Maybe you already do journaling or writing, but I'm finding it very valuable at the end of every day to look at what have I done? Or what have I not done? And at the beginning of every day, what are my aspirations for this day? What's the thing I'm trying to overcome? For me, my big thing is now I want to maintain the calmness of meditation throughout the day. That's one of my aspirations, not to get lost in rushing and driving quickly and running everywhere, but to be able to maintain that calm. So what would be an aspiration that you have? Some of you are starting your day or you're early in your day. Think of an aspiration that you've got, or one or two. And then at the end of the day, see how you did. And really reflect on it. And what have I learned? This is all Saturn retrograde stuff. And this is a really good time to start to do it from the 4th onwards. Somebody once told me that I would never, ever get rid of the OCD. All right, it was a kiss of death. It was actually my counselor who I was working with. And she said, you know, it's not something you're ever going to be able to cure. It's not curable. Well, it was the kiss of death at the time. And for years, I truly believed I wasn't going to be able to change that. Am I fully recovered? I don't know. Probably need feedback from outside. You're not your own best judge. But boy, I don't wander around in phobic fear anymore. Doxo to Theo, as they say here in Greece, thanks to God. So with the mutable energies this month and the mutable energy of this moon energy today and the full moon on the 14th in Sagittarius, it's an opportunity for really changing, okay? Changing, to be able to change, to be able to be adaptable, to be able to overcome anything that may be facing you. Oh, Becky, thank you. You've channeled the OCD into a bright and shiny energy. I'm working on it. Yeah, every day involves effort. joyful effort for the most part. Excellent. All right. That's a great one. Love that. Jade, not letting anybody steal your joy or affect your peace. That's in your control. Love that. Love that. And here's a great quote. Thank you. Leads into a quote by Paramhansa Yogananda, who said, if you want to be sad, no one in the world can make you happy. But if you make up your mind to be happy, no one and nothing on the earth can take that happiness from you. So what are you making up your mind, Gemini energy? What are you making up your mind that you are going to stick with? All right, because that's the energy. Oh, obsessive compulsive disorder is, Kimothy, is the question. What is OCD? Sorry, shouldn't use the jargon. Yeah. So words can set you free. Your word can be magic, or it can be black magic. Misuse of your word, as in the Four Agreements by, I've forgotten his name. Oh, forgive me. I'm sure somebody's going to be able to put it in the chat. But your word can set you free. What you say to yourself. That's why mantras can be very powerful. Very powerful. What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to others? And to become much more aware of the words and the information, because Gemini and Sag are very much about information and words. Thank you. Don Miguel Ruiz. Thank you. Okay. Happiness rules. Love that, Linda. Yay. That's a great t-shirt, isn't it? Okay. So, on the 14th of June, we then have the full moon. The full moon, right in the middle of the month, is in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is one of the most optimistic signs of the zodiac. Probably is the most optimistic. It's ruled by Jupiter. So this is a very positive, optimistic energy. And it's encouraging you to find your optimism, your big vision, your inspiration. What are your new dreams? It's got a square energy to Neptune. So there may be the releasing of disillusionment, the releasing of illusions, delusions, disappointments, and letting go of what's not working anymore. And you might be many of us are disillusioned with the economy, with the governments, with the health systems, with the education systems. Yeah, there's much that we want to change. So what is the new dream that you've got? The new dream for the new earth. And that, of course, is really emphasized by this beautiful full moon in Sagittarius in the middle of the month. So Sagittarius is all about self-improvement. How can I improve? What can I learn? How can I get better? So what is it you want to learn? And what can you share that is inspiring for others? Yeah? Laura's asking me not to say black magic with a negative connotation. Are you thinking of the chocolates? I was just quoting actually, or paraphrasing from Don Miguel Ruiz from his book, The Four Agreements, about keeping your word. So magical medium, practice positive thoughts every minute, every hour, every day. It's making a huge difference for you. Thank you. Yes, it makes a huge difference. It really does. And also the thoughts that you think about others. Because you'd be amazed how it affects how you feel and how they feel about you. Apparently, one of the greatest healing phrases or ideas, apparently, is to actively think loving thoughts of other people and wish them well. Actively think loving thoughts about other people and wish them well. It's one of the best ways to raise your frequency and raise your vibration. And it's very healing and supposed to be really good for your cells. Thank you, Radhika. You're doing a terrific job in the moderation today. Thank you. Really great. She's pulling us here together. Aura, you're trying not to feel bad thoughts against your neighbor, although she drives you insane. Yes. Doesn't mean to say that you are unrealistic about a situation, but it's amazing how you can ask yourself for a different perspective. Can you give yourself a different perspective instead of looking at what somebody is not doing? I mean, you know, if I live here for 6 months in the winter in this house in Marathona by the sea, it's freezing. Okay, it's not insulated properly. You know, it's an older property, and I would love the landlord to insulate the roof. But I don't, you know, I feel uncomfortable about that, yeah, because it's a big job, and it's not something I can do as a tenant. But he's done already so much. You know, I was getting into this, oh, I wish he'd do it, but actually I've begun to look at it from such a different perspective, and I'm so grateful to him for all the things he actually has done since I've been here, and how wonderful he's been. He's made me cupboards, and he's fixed this, and he's moved that, and nothing's been too much trouble for him, and he's been an angel, really. And even this morning, I left my keys in the car for 2 days. Of course, the battery was dead as a dodo, and he came out with his jumper leads and everything, and, you know, got me going in 10 minutes. So, you know, he's really wonderful. So can you see just something wonderful about somebody who maybe drives you nuts as well? Now, that's difficult. Roberta, your neighbors are noisy any time of the day or night. Now but you're resorting to Ho'oponopono and no complaints, since complaints haven't worked. Okay, complaints don't work. All right, if somebody comes complaining at you, your hackles go up, don't they? It's just how it is. So see if you can come up with creative solutions. Yeah. Just see if you can come up with something creative. Aicha is saying, good morning, happy Monday, happy Memorial Day. Love that. 3 family members are Sagis. Okay. Yeah, that's very hard. That situation where you are very peaceful and you've got noise around you, I empathize with you deeply. I really do. So if anybody's got ideas and thoughts around that could help, please, because that's something where consideration for others is so important. Yeah. There's a great story in the autobiography of a yogi. I know I'm quoting Yogananda a lot, but it's so rich the information that he shares in that book that's sold millions. And it's a book I keep coming back to and back to. But there's a story in there of when he's talking with his guru, and his guru says, you know, a friend comes and you haven't seen him in a very long time, and he just walks in the door and he comes in and he hugs you and you're just thrilled to see him. And Yogananda says, well, yeah, I'd be really thrilled. And then Sri Yukteswar says, but wouldn't you have been even happier if he'd have taken his dirty, muddy shoes off before he came into your house? And he said, yeah, I would have. So how can we be more considerate? Consideration of others. And I do think that consideration around noise is a big one. So share. How do you get around it? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with the inconsideration? Or are you very considerate? What do you do that's considerate? Let's share that. Because sometimes just a question of some new ideas coming in. See ourselves of others. Sage, yes. Profound. Dawn, ask for angels' assistance to keep the neighbors quiet as soon as they become noisy. Yeah. White noise generator helps. Thank you, Anne. Hello, Anne. Welcome. Liesel says, often said that practicing gratitude moves mountains. Breathing and praying, Achala. Wow, 4 years, but you broke through it. Wow, and now you have barbecues together. Magical medium, when it gets noisy, you go off for a drive or a hike. Okay, it's great. Okay. Delta Tango chooses not to complain when people often annoy you, when I know it's innocent. But then they comment to me as soon as I accidentally irritate them by being too loud. It's something about learning how to be considerate. Wow, you used to be inconsiderate, Denise, and now you're all about being quiet. Wow, okay. Wow. Okay, this is great. You guys are so honest here, so open. Yeah. Lisa. Wow. Okay. And Bentley was inspired to move house due to the neighbours, and you've ended up in a much better place. So they were a gift. Love it. Isn't that great? Okay. Yes. Patty, what about wishing something good and excellent for your neighbours? Lovely. Again, actively thinking loving thoughts of other people and wishing them well. Yeah. This is great. Okay. William says start chainsaws. Sound. Uh-oh. I'm buzzing. Your energy is on ramblings again. Okay. Just back off for a moment. Let me know if it's better. I'll wait a moment. I'm destroying your ears. Sorry. Okay, let me try. Yes, Mercury is still retro. Oh, better. Okay, I'm going to swap mics. How to do that? Just one moment. How do I do that? Sorry. Yikes. Let me see if I can do that. Settings. Oh, it's better now. It's better now? I was just going to go play the piano. Better? I don't want to be inconsiderate to you. Ah, okay, it's all good now. Thank you for being patient. All good. Okay. It's 100% better. Okay. I love that. Okay. So, let me just. So the nodes, it's all, we're just that powerful soul family. Thank you, magical medium. I'm just going to put this away from here, I think, and try that. Oh, I can't find my cursor. Thank you for being patient. I'm glad you liked the interview with Penny Kelly. We got quite a lot of feedback about the interview with Penny. And she's a true Capricorn, you know. She's not going to sugarcoat things. She's going to tell you as she sees it. That's how it is. And there is a, you know, I mean, I love Penny. I think she's fabulous. And there was some commentary about her just being very direct. And I think we've all experienced a lot of challenges in these last couple of years. And I think we need quite a lot of soothing. And as we move through June, on the 21st, we've got the solstice, which is a big turning point. And we then come into the Cancerian energies. Yeah. On the 24th, Venus will go into Gemini. So this is, again, about loving communications. And the Cancer energy is all about deeply connecting with one another and seeing one another as family. Family. There will be an interview with Pam and the Pleiadians again. Thank you, Radio Kitsch. That is coming. So, and then at the end of the month, on the 29th, we've got a new moon in Cancer. So there's a shift, if you like, from the third week in the month. There's a shift to the Cancerian frequency. We've still got Gemini energy. We've still got the Aries overlay with the Mars. So we've got a lot of cardinal energy. Cardinal energy encourages you to bring out your leadership, to show your colors. Where can you lead? Where do you stand out? Is something happening on the 28th, I'm being asked. It's the 28th, 29th is this new moon, the new moon in Cancer. All right, so the Cancerian energy is sensitive. It's all about our human family. How can we see one another and experience one another more as family? So, there's a lot of thoughts coming through my head. Let me come back to the Sagittarian energy. Sagittarius is all about bringing fun and humor into as many situations as you possibly can. How can you make it light? I spoke with Auntie JennIE today. She's so funny. She said, my birthday was over a month ago. She said, but wherever I go, she said, there's a cake and there's a crown and there's a party. She said, I can't help being 100 years old, can I? And she went to an event today with the Golden Girls. They're called Golden Girls. They're all, you know, in their 80s, 90s. And she said, they're trying to be, you know, jolly and that. She said, but it's not my cup of tea. She said, just not my cup of tea at all. She's really funny. She said, because I don't act old. And she really doesn't. She said, I get my hair done with Nice and Easy. And she won't use a walker. She's too vain to use a walker. So she's almost feeling guilty that, you know, wherever she goes, she's being celebrated, and it looks like it's going to go on for most of the year. So she said, I want you to all know here today, to all the Golden Girls, she said to them, every one of you is a queen as well. She said, I know you're calling me the queen, but you're all queens. She's very sweet. So, have I covered what I wanted to cover? Yes. The Jupiterian energy, Jupiter is conjunct to Mars, close to Mars in Aries. Widen your bandwidth. Your mind is like elastic. Stretch it more. You can do more than you think you can do. Yeah. What is it that you are making more difficult in your mind? I was telling myself, God, meditating a long time is really difficult. And I kept telling myself that. And of course it was difficult. Now I'm telling myself, oh, this is so easy and it's so lovely. And it's got much, much easier. Yes. So, finding humor. Yes, Kelly. Yeah, Dawn, Auntie JennIE is an inspiration because she's funny. She's just funny. Whatever she says is funny. She said, oh, David, he got a new car. It's an electric car. She said, it's ever so smart. She said, but it's so complicated. You know, so I want you to feel as though you are part of a bigger family here. That this community, whether you're listening now, whether you're listening later, we are on the cusp of building a new, healthier, better place to live. We really are. There's so much potential. This month is filled with a lot of potential. And if you can choose to reach more of your potential and to tell yourself that you are able to do more than you think you can, you'll inspire others. If I can paint at my tender age, no training, no nothing. All right, with the music, I got a lot of training. So that was something, yes. But you can do and experience and be so much more than you think you can be. So what is it you would like to be, think, do? You are infinite, infinite, absolutely infinite. Here's another card coming up. Glow with gratitude. That's another message coming from the P's. I'm going to use these cards. I might do little readings, oracle deck readings when I get them, and then we can do them together. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Because the whole idea is to make things fun. So now, without further ado, you've been very patient, and I would like to play for you a piece on the piano. This is a big risk, but Sagittarius likes risks. Look, Suzanne, I hear you, and I'm certainly not saying things are perfect. And we need to build something aside of. I'm interviewing Amir next week on June the 8th. He's coming on. He's somebody who's already started a community. It's called the Together Movement .world. He's even changing the .com thing. So, yeah, you can do much more than you think you can do. I'm astonished at the things I seem to be doing. So if I can do it, you can. In spades, much better. Okay. Jade, photography comes naturally to you. Do it. Awesome. Right. So now this is a risk. So I've got to change the settings now onto the other microphone. Oh, goodness. Right. So the next question is, I have to be able to do this without creating total mayhem here. Right. Can you hear me still? Is the next question. Can you hear me? I'm just checking that you can still hear me. So let's just check that first. Yes, you can. Right. Now this is going to be the interesting maneuver. Come on, Pleiadians, you could come and give me a physical hand. Right. So now. Here we go. I'm going to now move the camera. That's another big risk. Oh, God. I'm going to put it here and hope that it takes you to the piano. God. Does that look about right? Can you all see the piano there? I think it looks all right. It's as good as it's going to get. All right. I don't know if you can see me. It's very nerve-wracking. But I want to play for you a Chopin waltz, which to me has got all this Gemini quality, this mutable energy that is a big flavour of this month. And I'd like you to feel as though you're able to skip. So let me just start by telling you a little bit about the theme. Okay, so you've got something. How can you not feel light-hearted when you listen to that? So let this sort of it's got a. If you can remember to waltz your way through June. To do. So I did it. I'm sweating, and that doesn't matter, that's not important. And I'm sorry about the camera, but I think that's as good as it gets. Did I really do that? So I hope that that's given you an uplift and just waltz away. I'm sending you much, much love. I've got a sound engineer friend who will come and set me up with the microphone so we can do the piano much better in the future. I'm working on it. It's work in progress. And thank you for your patience. So happy new moon. Much, much love to you, beautiful soul family. Radhika, thank you for being a terrific, terrific moderator. I love that. Brigitte is saying, or Bridget is saying, not afraid to be a total geek. Thank you. Yes. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. You see me roar. That's what live streams are all about. You get the whole thing. And I suppose what I'm wanting to show you is that just go anyway. Just do it anyway. Don't keep stopping yourself. You're not quite perfect. You're not quite this. You're not quite the other. That's all. So I'm sending you much, much love, dear beautiful soul family. I hope there's a skip in your step and that you're waltzing around and enjoying these energies and finding ways to make people smile, make yourself smile, and be an uplifter. Much love. And now I can't find the off button.